Hi, this is Paul from the Internet Marketing Campfire. If you're going to try your hand at internet marketing, it's likely that you will want to have one or more websites of your own, and the first step to this is choosing and registering a domain name, so your own www.something.com or whatever. So this video is firstly about the key things to consider before registering your domain, and then the actual process of finding an available domain name that is suitable and registering it. In the next video I'll show you how to set up your own bit of space on the internet, that's web hosting, and how to link your domain name to that space ready for you to create your own website or blog, which I'll also talk you through. What you would like for a domain name will often depend on what your website is going to be about. It's generally considered that choosing a domain name that includes a word or two that are relevant to your website's content is a good idea. For example, if your site is about golf courses, to have the words golf and course in the domain. Generally though, even if your site will cater for a very small niche group of people, you can almost guarantee your favoured domain name is not available as someone else has already registered it, so you have to be creative. Even if you have a word or two that you really want to feature in your domain, my advice is still not to register a domain with those words in it if it means the domain is going to be excessively long or contain hyphens. Neither of these are wrong things to do. I mean, internetmarketingcampfire.com is fairly long, but we had a theme and wanted the words internet marketing in the domain, so on balance we decided to go with that. Again, using hyphens isn't technically wrong, and some experts say it actually helps sites like Google find your site when people search on the hyphenated words that are in your domain. However, there's a lot more to getting into search listings than this, and personally I have an aversion to using hyphens in domains unless it's for a really good reason. I tend to think it looks instantly less credible, but this is just my opinion and there are always exceptions. You might want to consider simply using your own name. Of course, a domain that is your name, it won't contain words relevant to your site's content, but it will distinguish it from the hundreds or thousands of other sites dealing with the same stuff. And if you have good content, your name will be associated with that content like a brand name, and you'll probably find people will use your name in search engines to find your site. There are lots of other things to consider when choosing a domain, so here's a quick checklist of do's, don'ts and tips. Do try to keep it short. Do try to keep it memorable. Don't use hyphens if possible. Do make it easy to spell. Don't make it easily confused. For example, don't use 0. People will get it confused with the letter O. And avoid using 2 for 2, 4 for 4, the letter U for U, and so on. Again, it's going to create confusion. Make it instantly associated with your content or business by using obvious words that describe your content, or use your name as the brand. Works for Amazon.com. If you really like a specific word, think about the different forms of it. For example, the plural, verb, adverb, noun, adjective, and so on. And lastly, don't forget, simple is best. The next thing to consider is the domain name extension, which is, for example, the .com part of the domain. As you may know, there are quite a few to choose from. If you have a domain name that you really want to use, it might not be available as a .com, but could be available as .net or .org, which are two good alternatives. Personally, I always try to get a .com, but I've registered many domains for websites using .net and .org as well. There are numerous other options such as .info, .biz, .ws, or .name, and so on. I always look for a .com first, and sometimes compromise on the domain to get a .com. .net is my second choice, and .org is my third. You could register a domain with a country or continent specific domain extension like .co.uk or .eu or .us. You should only use these if you definitely want to target people only in that country. If this is the case, using a country-specific domain extension is a good idea. When I'm thinking of a domain for a new project, I tend to scribble down lots of possibles before seeing if any of them are available. Here's my tip. Write down 5 to 10 possible domains and put them in order of your preference. So once you have an idea of what you'd like your domain name to be for your new website, you need to see if it's available. And let's do that now. There are some free tools on the internet for helping you discover available domain names, and they also help you to get some more ideas as well. One such tool is nameboy.com, so I'm just going to go there. Let's imagine that I want to have a website about flying kites. If I enter fly here and kites here into these fields, you can see that I have the option of seeing hyphenated domains, but I'm going to leave that unchecked. Okay, click the button here and you'll see a list of suggestions come up. You can see that flykites.net is available, or if I scroll down, flyboxkite.com is available for a really targeted niche site, which is pretty good. Use this process to brainstorm different domain possibilities. When you've found a domain you're happy with, there are many places to register domain names on the internet. They're called domain name registrars. I tend to use namecheap.com, so I'm just going to go there now. You'll see here in the top left you can type a potential domain name in and search to see if it's available. So I've decided to build a niche website on box kites. I type in fly box kites, okay, leave just the .com box ticked and click search. Okay, here we are. It's available. Check the spelling and be sure that you're happy with the domain. Then click the Add to Cart button. And then click the standard checkout button. And then you're prompted to either log in or create a new account. So it's that simple. Go ahead and use that process to register a domain. In the next video I'm going to show you how to set up some space on the internet to host your website, and show you how to point your domain at that space ready for you to build your site.